keep an eye on all things Nashville, and of course this was a very busy week with all kinds of legislation being introduced, and everyone predicting, regardless of what party they're with, that this session is going to be full of different bills pertaining to law and order and to education. Those two are going to dominate it. But what really grabbed the attention, at least on this side of the state, was a letter that was sent from the Greater Memphis Chamber, the Chairman's Circle, on behalf of dozens of business executives who signed it, from FedEx to all the big players in this city, asking for help. And this is what they'd like to see. They'd like to see a $50 million block grant funding for tourist zones. They'd like having a stolen gun to become a felony. They think that police need to be able to seize cars that are used in drag racing or reckless driving. They'd like to see stiffer prison sentences, and they'd like to raise the cash bail amount and remove income as a consideration when it comes to how much people need to bond out. And then there was this part of the letter that I think was the most poignant that was written by Ted Townsend, the head of the Greater Memphis Chamber. He said, to the governor and state lawmakers, he said, as business and community leaders, confidence in our local public safety system has fallen to an unsustainable low. Crime is impacting our neighbors, customers, employees, and investors. Tennesseans deserve to feel safe buying their groceries, getting gas, and going to work. Our community needs your direct intervention. They really made no bones about it, Otis. They got right to it.
No question about it. I mean, it was a very strong letter, and a lot of people agree with it. I mean, just a couple of days after that, you had people at the Memphis Shelby County schools saying the same thing, and they said they supported the letter.
22 Memphis Shelby County school kids have been killed in violent crime.
Exactly. I mean, that says it all.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I hope this has an impact. I think it goes back to our other segment, that crime is important. Yeah. So let's not punt it down the road, as you were saying, Keith. So, yes, I think this will have an impact. I think you will see some tougher laws. Brent Taylor is leading that charge with a lot of things. I think one thing we need to make sure that we have the capacity to have more trials this year than we had last year. Maybe get more people in the public defender's office to help handle those cases. But this is a serious issue. It affects our economy. We've been saying that, and so I'm glad to see the letter, and I hope that the state legislature does it.
But whether it's more public defenders or whether it's more the DA Mulroy asking for more money to pay his assistant DAs this week, or any of these other ideas and pieces of legislation that are being talked about, including the $50 million block grant, it's all money. And I just don't know if there's the compassion by lawmakers in Nashville to help Memphis out, no matter what kind of a pinch we're in. Susan?
Well, I think you're absolutely right, and I think you're right. But let me be the naysayer here. When it comes to crime, when the state is your answer, then you're asking the wrong question, in my opinion. That the state of Tennessee has absolutely no expertise in local law enforcement, none whatsoever. All the answers in coming out of Nashville, they have to have a political answer to them, and crime does not need a political answer. I have said it on this show before, and I'm probably going to say it 100 more times, that this city needs more intellectual capital here when it comes to solving crime. We should bring the best, the brightest in the country here to tell us how to manage this crime wave, and bring in people from other cities like Newark and St. Louis, even Atlanta, where crime rates are going down. What did you do there? Instead of bringing the same old people from Memphis back into crime summits, let's bring more, as I said, intellectual capital, real people who know how to handle and manage crime. You know, once in a while I think that we're just like Nero. We're sitting here fiddling while our city burns. Mm-hmm. And I think by asking the state to fix it for us, it's the wrong way to go.
Still, as long as I've been a reporter here, talking to police chiefs and mayors along the way, they have said a lot of the roadblocks they run into state legislation that they say needs change because it kind of incapacitates them in their ability to.
It's politics.
State legislation blocks the way that you can go after certain crime or prosecute certain crime, but then they also loosen the reins on how many guns you can have in your community, which is creating more of the crime. I do want to go back to something you asked earlier in the question. question. How much money does the state really have, and how are they going to appropriate it? We just gave you a lot of stadium money, and we gave you a lot of tourism money.
How much more do you want?
How much more do you want is going to be the question, and how will the rest of the state react to that? When you start approaching $500 million for one area, really one county, just about in the state, and you're talking about Shelby County in West Tennessee here, there are going to be other legislators who cry out. And then don't forget that healthcare, Regional 1 is asking for a lot of money from the state. And so there's going to be some intolerance toward that. And so we've got to put our priorities straight. I will agree with you on the crime piece and the state's handling of it. That was almost a mic drop that you just did, and it scares me that we agree starting off the bat like this. But the state does not respond well to how to police communities and how we need to go about getting these things done. Intellectual capital is important.
Okay.